So what section of the law are you detaining me on now?
I'm detaining you.
On what section of the law?
If you stop shouting...
I do not need to stop because you are holding me up in a...
1. Welcome to Rate the Audits, the channel where misconduct gets exposed, rights get defended, and accountability is non-negotiable. Today's episode comes courtesy of Reggie Photo. Make sure to check the link below, subscribe to his channel, and give credit where it's due. In this one, Reggie executes one of the funniest and sharpest audits to date. He stands outside a police station and on public land, recording completely within his rights, even as a ridiculous no cameras or video equipment sign hangs on the wall behind him. But he doesn't stop there. To take the baiting to legendary levels, he pulls out an Xbox controller, subtly implying he's flying a drone. And just like that, the trap is set. Within moments, 4 officers rush out, surround him, detain him without cause, and make a spectacle of themselves for the world to see.
Look at that there, guys. No cameras or video recording equipment outside. How crazy is that?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm just asking you what you're doing, sir. If you're flying a drone over police premises, that is illegal. The signage there telling you can't, and use cameras there.
Come on, mate. Leave me alone to my day. No, it's not against the law at all.
There are signs there.
What are you doing? Circling me like this?
I want to know who you are. Because
you don't need to know who I am. I'm a member of the public. Have you committed?
Yeah.
Have you suspected me of committing a criminal offence?
I do, yes.
What is that?
You're photographing the police premises
from a public space
with a drone over into a private space, which therefore makes it illegal. There's a sign there that tells you that, sir.
It's not. This is not off the limits of the drone assist app. You don't control the airspace, you know.
And neither do you.
Yes, but if you've got a licence to fly a drone over there, you can do.
What does that sign say, sir?
Mate, that's inside.
What does that sign say?
That's inside the building.
The officer's behaviour here is nothing short of embarrassing. He points to a meaningless sign like it's a section of legislation, then takes it even further by accusing Reggie of flying a drone. A competent officer would have...
2. The officer's conduct at this point is downright embarrassing. He points at a random sign on the wall as if it's actual legislation, then ramps it up by accusing Reggie of flying a drone. A trained, competent officer would observe, assess, and verify before escalating. Instead, this one charges straight into enforcement mode based entirely on assumptions. Had he taken just 10 seconds to actually look, he'd have noticed Reggie isn't holding drone controls at all. It's an Xbox controller. On top of that, the drone assist app Reggie referenced clearly outlines restricted flight zones, and this police station isn't listed among them. Under Article 95 of the Air Navigation Order, drone flight is legal as long as the operator maintains safe distance, line of sight, and complies with CAA regulations. None of those rules were being breached. This wasn't about safety. It was about ego and a desperate need to assert authority where none existed.
No, it's inside the yard.
Yes, so you're saying I can't stand here filming like this today?
You can stand here and film that, yes.
And there's no difference in the sky.
If you're flying a drone over, that's different. Stop, stay where you are, sir.
Are you detaining me?
I want to know who you are.
I'm not telling you who I am. I don't need to tell you who I am.
Until I have established the fact whether you've committed an offence or not.
Well, you need to tell me what the offence is.
You have, I've just pointed that out. You're flying a drone over a...
Have you seen a drone?
That's what I need to ascertain if you have one or not.
I didn't say I had a drone. So are you?
What's the device in your
I don't need to tell you what this device is. Are you detaining me?
Aggressive, sir.
I'm not being aggressive. Are you detaining me now?
At the moment, you are detained until I have ascertained whether you have committed an offence.
And what is that offence?
Whether you've committed an offence contrary to filming in a restricted space or not.
I haven't been filming.
I need to ascertain whether you have had a drone over the restricted rear police yard.
And do you know, you need to go and check your laws because you don't control the airspace.
3. This is where the officer's judgment nosedives completely. The moment Reggie shifts position, the officer steps in to block him and shortly after announces that he's being detained. But here's the kicker. The officer hasn't seen a drone, hasn't heard a drone, and has zero tangible evidence of any offense. His entire justification? He thinks Reggie might be flying one. That isn't reasonable suspicion. That's pure speculation, and speculation is not a lawful basis to detain anyone. Reggie's calm pushback highlights the absurdity perfectly. If you haven't even confirmed a drone exists, what exactly are you detaining me for? It exposes the uncomfortable truth. This isn't law enforcement. It's authority fueled by assumption. To To make it even worse, the officer is policing something that isn't even under his jurisdiction. Airspace regulation belongs to the Civil Aviation Authority, not random officers on foot patrol. So now we're looking at an unlawful detention built on ignorance of both the law and who actually enforces it.
I didn't say I was flying a drone.
And
You have said that.
And I said I need to ascertain whether you...
Am I free to go?
Not at the moment.
So what section of the law are you detaining me on now?
I'm detaining you...
On what section of the law?
If you stop shouting...
I do not need to stop because you are holding me up in the street.
Yes, I am.
For what reason? You need to be
you let
clear
me
about that.
speak-
Go on.
You, I believe, have been filming contrary to the rules and the law that's allowed there over into a police space. If you haven't had a drone, that's perfectly fine, sir. If you are baiting police officers in your auditor capacity, then we can let you go.
So you're not going to abuse the power anymore, are you?
I need to ascertain whether you've had a drone or not.
I didn't say I was flying a drone. You made that assumption.
I didn't make that assumption.
Yeah, you did. Who said I was flying a drone?
I said I need to ascertain.
Well, you ascertain that. How long am I going to be detained for, and what law are you detaining me under? That's what I need to know, officer, because you're breaking a rule here. Let me know the law that you're detaining me on.
Stop shouting at me.
I know, I'm being clear and assertive in my voice. I'm not an aggressive person.
No, you're being verbally aggressive.
Verbally aggressive? Are you a snowflake or what? What have I been aggressive to you? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 constables surrounding me, and you're saying I'm aggressive?
Interview 4, just moments earlier, the officer spoke with full confidence, acting as though he had caught Reggie flying a drone beyond any doubt. But the moment Reggie calmly asked him to confirm what he actually saw, that confidence evaporates. "You are flying a drone," turns into, "I need to establish whether you were flying a drone." That flippant language exposes everything. He suddenly realizes he's detaining someone without evidence, and immediately begins shifting his wording to protect himself. And when Reggie presses further, instead of presenting a lawful basis, the officer starts getting defensive. Under PACE guidelines, officers are required to clearly state their legal power, their grounds, and their objective for any form of detention or search, and they must do it at the earliest opportunity. This officer fails to do any of that. Instead, he tries to redirect the situation by accusing Reggie of raising his voice, attempting to flip the narrative away from his own procedural failure.
I want to get on with my day. That's all I need to know.
And I just need to ascertain whether you have a drone or not.
What
Please
law?
answer the question.
I don't answer questions.
Right, so
I've told you that.
So you're an auditor baiting police officers because you've got nothing better to do, sir.
Nothing better to do. So you're bringing your opinion rather than your professional standards.
At the moment,
that's your. Yes. So I'm baiting you, am I?
It appears so at the moment. Yes.
So what? I've reeled you in, have I? What law? Am I free to go? What law are you keeping me on today?
I've seen the device in your hand now, and I'm happy that's not a drone controller at the moment.
Do you know what that is? That's a Xbox controller.
That's fine. Now you've let me see that, I can let you
What
go.
law did you detain me on? That's what I need to know before I go.
I've detained you under section 25 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act to ascertain whether you'd committed an offence, whether you were continuing to commit an offence, and ascertain your name and address.
You needed suspicion at the beginning to do that.
I did have a suspicion that you were flying a drone over the building, hence you were looking over.
Guess what I'm doing in the next 20 minutes? I'm coming back with my drone because this is not restricted on the CAA website. You know that, don't you?
View 5, after stopping Reggie lecturing him and repeatedly claiming he was operating a drone, the officer finally takes a proper look, only to realize Reggie is holding nothing more than an Xbox controller. Instead of acknowledging the mistake or offering a simple apology, he tries to cover himself with a line that says it all. "Now that I've seen that, I can let you go." Let that sink in. He could have checked from the start. He chose not to, because this wasn't about confirming facts. It was about asserting authority and hoping Reggie would submit without question. But Reggie presses on and asks the obvious. Under what law am I being detained? That's when the panic shows. The officer blurts out Section 25 of PACE, a law that only applies when someone has committed an offense and then refuses to give their name. None of that was true here. It had nothing to do with drones, controllers, or anything happening in this encounter. It was a desperate attempt to retrofit legal justification after the detention had already taken place.
I can fly over this police station.
It depends on what your intent on flying.
No.
over that station is.
I've got a license for a drone, right?
Yes, you have.
Right? So it's not for you to say that I've got some ill intent. I've come in with bare face.
But
so you just broke rules today.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you have.
If
you detain me.
Can you let
Am
me
I
speak?
detained now?
No, you're not. You can freely leave now.
Can I?
sir.
Right.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Get back to work. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get back to work.
To ascertain whether there was intent.
False detainment. So we'll be putting a complaint in.
Carry on, sir.
What was your basis of this of the detainment?
I thought
To
you
ascertain.
already told
To
you
ascertain.
What's it got to do with you?
To ascertain
Well,
your
you're just being
intent.
argumentative.
Argumentative? He detained me.
I did,
Yeah,
yes.
for a reason.
For what reason? A game box bloody controller in my hand? You're pathetic.
No, you are, sir, because you've got nothing better to do. Good day.
Good day. Ciao. Absolute idiot. Oh, come on, give us some more. Come on.
U6, after being unlawfully detained over what turned out to be nothing more than an Xbox controller, Reggie makes it clear he'll be filing a complaint for false detention, completely justified after the farce he's just been put through. But instead of responding with professionalism or even the slightest bit of accountability, the officer completely loses his composure. Rather than acknowledging his mistake, he snaps back with, "You're pathetic." And as he walks away, he mutters, "Absolute idiot," under his breath like a schoolyard bully caught out, not a trained officer representing public authority. That isn't frustration. That's contempt. Contempt for being challenged, for being held to the law, and for not being allowed to bluff his way through an unlawful stop. At that moment, his badge wasn't backed by integrity. It was backed by ego. Once the detention ended, professionalism should have begun. Calm, respectful, and accountable. That's the minimum standard. When an officer thinks childish insults are an acceptable response to their own failure, that's not just poor conduct. That's a sign they're in the wrong job entirely.
Can I have your shoulder number, Constable?
Can 154.
154. We love you, Constable.
Thank you.
Very professional.
Likewise.
Can I have your call number, please, miss?
5237.
And who are you like? What powers have you got? None at all. None at all, lovey. I can stand there all day, you know that, don't you?
Yeah, but the television screen isn't there, lad. The television screen's at home.
So I'm recording into here now. What can you...
You realise that your television playing Xbox is at home, not in here.
Exactly. So why did you come out then? We reeled you in, didn't we? Good and proper. Here, look. Hey! No way. See what I mean, guys? So yeah, detained under section 25 of PACE. What would you say about that?
Review 7. I've checked through Reggie's comments and channel, and as far as I can tell, he hasn't said whether he took this any further. But honestly, I'd love to know what would have happened if he did. With everything captured so clearly on camera, this could have easily escalated into a serious legal case. Had Reggie pursued it, he could have been looking at a payout in the region of $2,000 to $5,000 for unlawful detention and breach of rights. Possibly more if aggravated damages were added for humiliation and false accusation. And make no mistake, it's exactly the kind of case a police force quietly settles before it ever reaches court. And that's what makes this encounter so telling. It wasn't some chaotic situation. It was a peaceful man holding an Xbox controller in public, yet that alone triggered detention, suspicion, and a complete misuse of authority. No crime, no threat, just assumption dressed up as policing. What makes it even worse? It was totally avoidable. All the officer had to do was actually look, take 10 seconds to confirm what was in Reggie's hand. That's it. No detention, no conflict, no public embarrassment. Instead, he defaulted straight into authority mode, a reflex that's becoming alarmingly common. That mindset doesn't just waste police time. It erodes public trust and turns innocent people into targets simply because an officer refuses to pause and assess before acting. Credit has to go to Reggie. Most people would have lost their cool after being wrongly accused, detained, and then insulted on top of it. But he stayed calm, firm, and completely within his rights. And that's exactly why auditors exist. These videos aren't made to provoke, they're made to expose. Without cameras like his, moments like this disappear into silence with no accountability whatsoever. In the end, whether or not he took legal action almost doesn't matter, because this video already did what the legal system often fails to do, show the truth unfiltered in broad daylight. Reggie didn't need a payout to win. He already won in the court of public opinion, watched by thousands who now see exactly what happens when power meets zero accountability.